looking at you, my brother, and I say this affectionately, you might be one of the dumbest folks on the planet Earth.
I don't have to apologize, but I'm gonna do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you.
Imagine being a 57-year-old retired NFL superstar worth millions of dollars, has 2 daughters and a son, works for ESPN, and you throw away your whole reputation because you wanted to go mess around with an OF model that is 30 years younger than you, bro.
Right now, the internet is eating up every second of Shannon Sharpe's downfall. And Stephen A. Smith? Oh, he's not pulling any punches. He straight up roasted Shannon on national TV, spilling tea about what really went down behind closed doors at ESPN, and low-key hinting that Shannon's career might already be floating face down. And here's the crazy twist. Just months earlier, Shannon was on top of the world. That explosive Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay shattered YouTube numbers, pulling in millions of views and dominating headlines. Then came the bombshell news in April 2025. Front Office Sports revealed Shannon was about to ink a record-breaking $100 million podcast deal, the biggest for any athlete-run media platform. Add in his ESPN bag and side hustles, and Shannon was untouchable until the bottom dropped out. That's when the ugly lawsuit from OF model Gabrielle Zuniga crashed the whole empire overnight. But here's the kicker. Stephen A. Smith allegedly knew about that lawsuit before the public ever got wind of it.
To me and said, it's yours. You're responsible for it. If I didn't want Shannon Sharpe at First Take, Shannon Sharpe wouldn't be at First Take.
Absolutely.
That's just how I roll.
You one of the few, Stephen A.
To speak to one's innocence or one's guilt about something I had absolutely positively no knowledge of whatsoever. Do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of what he has been accused of? Absolutely not. That is my personal opinion. The brother that I've come to know, I don't believe with assault on anybody. And I'm going to state that emphatically. But just as emphatically, I'm going to remind everybody it is my opinion because of what I feel about him. Not in any way implying that I know a damn.
So when he threw those shady, almost smug comments about Shannon on air, it wasn't just random trash talk. He was speaking with receipts. And if you looked at the facts the way he did, it was obvious Shannon's ESPN days were on borrowed time. Still, the lawsuit itself was wild enough to turn heads. Gabby Zuniga's opening demand, a jaw-dropping $50 million. Shannon's reaction? He practically laughed in her face, calling it nothing more than a money shakedown. He even vowed to flip the script and sue Gabby and her lawyer, Tony Busby, for extortion and defamation. On camera, he looked calm, confident, and ready to fight, like he truly believed none of it could touch him. Then the bombshell dropped. Those disturbing leaked audio recordings between Shannon and Gabrielle hit the internet, and the whole vibe changed overnight. In one clip, Shannon's voice could be heard making aggressive threats toward her, the tone sharp enough to make listeners freeze. In another, you could hear the shift. Gabrielle's voice trembling, clearly rattled, as if she feared he might actually hurt her. That was the moment the internet caught fire, and it wasn't cooling down anytime soon. After those recordings spread like wildfire, Stephen A. decided he was done playing quiet. He went all in, breaking his silence and letting the world know exactly how he felt. And remember, Stephen and Shannon go way back. Stephen was the guy who pulled strings to help Shannon land that Fox Sports gig years ago. Fans figured he'd defend his friend, or at least stay neutral until the court decided something. But Stephen clearly had other plans. Stephen A. blindsided everyone when he went live and straight up hinted that Shannon might not be as innocent as he's been claiming. He didn't sugarcoat a thing. He put it out there that Shannon's own reckless choices could be the very reason his career is circling the drain. And Stephen didn't just stop with the warnings. He flexed a little, saying you'd never catch him playing the same foolish games Shannon's been caught up in. He kept it vague enough to avoid crossing the legal line, but anyone paying attention knew exactly what he meant. All those public run-ins and messy flings with much younger white women that Shannon seemed to parade without a second thought. Then came the twist that had fans shaking their heads. Word broke that Shannon had agreed to quietly settle Gabby's lawsuit out of court. This after months of barking about how she wouldn't see a single penny from him. The final payout number? Still under wraps. But insiders whispered it might have been dangerously close to her original $50 million demand. That settlement hit Shannon's pockets harder than anyone expected. Tens of millions gone in a flash, plus a mountain of legal bills stacked on top. Years ago, his ex, Michelle Evans, hit him with a similar lawsuit tied to incidents dating back a whole decade. Now Michelle is back, and she's not coming cheap. This time, she's suing Shannon for defamation and demanding $16 million. And here's the kicker. Word is, she's holding receipts that could bury him completely. If she wins, Shannon won't just be in hot water. He'll be drowning in debt with no lifeline in sight. But hold up, it gets even messier. Not too long ago, Shannon was that guy. The face of sports talk, the one everyone rooted for. Now, fans don't even want him popping up on their screens. He went from being the people's champ to someone a huge chunk of the internet now labels as a creep. And the wildest part, folks had been warning him for years that if he didn't slow down and clean up his act, he'd crash and burn, broke and humiliated. Those warnings are now haunting him in the worst way, because old clips from Club Shay Shay are suddenly going viral all over again. And viewers are roasting him for ignoring every single red flag people threw his way. One clip hitting hard features Monique looking him dead in the eye and warning him about running around with women young enough to be his daughters. She told him straight, "Keep this up and you're headed for a nasty downfall." And now, people are saying she called it perfectly. But that's nothing compared to the other resurfaced clip from the now infamous Cat Williams interview. While Monique kept her warning classy, Cat came swinging with no filter, telling Shannon flat out that it doesn't matter how famous or loved you are. If you don't watch yourself, you'll end up destroyed. Like Kang the Conqueror, the delivery was savage, and the fans ate it up, including that Atlanta mansion he used to flex so proudly on Instagram. At this point, Shannon looks like a man throwing everything at the wall, hoping something will stick. But the fans are already connecting the dots, and then came the move that set the internet on fire. Stephen A. Smith unfollowed Shannon on Instagram. That one click told the whole story. This wasn't just about a messy scandal anymore. This was a full-on friendship breakup in the public eye. The fallout didn't stop there. Word is, Stephen A. won't even pick up Shannon's calls anymore. And to make things worse, Club Shay Shay's YouTube numbers have been in a steady freefall ever since that legendary Cat Williams interview. The viral high is long gone, and every new guest Shannon books just gets measured against that moment, meaning he's chasing a ghost he might never catch. One YouTube comment nailed it perfectly. This might be the biggest fumble in sports media history. Then out of nowhere, Shannon finally decided to speak out in a nightcap video, and it blew up instantly. In the clip, he talked about his ESPN departure, and you could hear the embarrassment in his voice. He knew the world was watching, and he knew just how far he'd fallen. But here's the twist. It wasn't the apology fans were expecting. Instead of owning up, Shannon started deflecting. Viewers were quick to call it out in the comments. "Shannon, bro, take accountability for your own actions." Another wrote, "Look at the man in the mirror. Change how you handle your business, and these women will move in silence." By now, the walls are closing in on Shannon, and the public can smell it. Every move he makes is under a microscope, and every slip is getting clipped, reposted, and roasted within minutes. Sponsors that once lined up to be seen next to him are quietly backing out, and those who stay are reportedly renegotiating their deals to pay him less. Now he's the punchline. He's the man who fumbled the bag, got clowned by his so-called friend, and is now stuck with no clear next move. Stephen didn't even have to destroy him. He just stood back and let Shannon bury himself. And now, Stephen A. is still standing, still talking, still dominating, while Shannon sits in silence alongside all the people he thought had his back. So what do you think? Is this the ultimate betrayal, or just business as usual in the cutthroat world of sports media? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this.